Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Hello there, a good evening and a warm welcome. It's the 9 p.m. news of the most prestigious channel in Sri Lanka. I'm Sonal Parnavithana.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Sharifa Tahir. Let's take a look at the headlines.
The President says land in the north and east acquired by the government during the war period is to be speedily released. Special bus and train services today as well for passengers leaving for outstations. A great interest among consumers to purchase goods for the new year. 6 suspects nabbed with a consignment of 100 kilograms of heroin. A special opportunity to visit inmates in prisons tomorrow and the day after. New military aid to Ukraine from friendly European countries.
Taking a look at your local developments for tonight, today is the Buck Full Moon Poya Day, in which many important events had occurred according to the records of the Buddhist order.
Many religious activities have been organized at almost every temple and Buddhist center to mark the Poya Day. Lord Buddha's second visit to Sri Lanka took place on a Buck Full Moon Poya Day. The Buddha had arrived in Sri Lanka to solve a dispute between 2 brother kings of Naga clan in Nagadeepa of Jaffna Peninsula, Chulodara and Mahodara. Another king of Naga clan, Maniakita, had invited Lord Buddha to visit Kalaniya on a day like today. The national television Sadharma Varsha Buck Poya Day live telecast was held at the Sri Mandala Rama Purana Viharaya in Madhava Ganegoda, Mawatagama. Today's proceedings included Buddha pujas, Dhamma sermons, Dhamma discussions conducted under the patronage of chief incumbent of the Viharaya, Venerable Uyangala Jnanaratana Thera. Our correspondent said a large group of devotees were engaged in religious observances at the Anuradhapura sacred site since this morning in connection with the Buck Full Moon Poya Day. Premises of the Sri Dalada Maligawa in Kandy was also filled with devotees.
The Sri Lanka Transport Board and the private bus operators have deployed buses for the benefit of the passengers heading for outstations. In addition, extra trains were added to commuter transport. A large crowd was seen gathered at the Makumra Multimodal Centre, hoping to go to their villages on the Southern Expressway. Large crowds were also seen at the Fort Railway Station as well. The Railway Department says special trains were operated on their behalf.
There's just 2 more days for the dawn of the Sinhala and Tamil New Year. This is a national television inquiry to ascertain how the people are preparing themselves for the magnanimous occasion. Pamanuwa in the suburbs was seen like a sea of New Year shoppers. Many of those heading for villages to spend the New Year took special interest to look for textiles and peta prior to departure.
The New Year's season has dawned. Many revelers are eager to buy crackers, nilla sticks and fireworks sparklers to celebrate the joyful ceremony. Traders say the demand for firecrackers has not subsidized this year as well. As in the case of Christmas and the New Year, firecrackers has become an irreparable item for the festive celebration of the Sinhala and Tamil New Year. There has been a steady increase in the demand for crackers, Nila sticks and fireworks sparklers since the beginning of this month. During last year, there had been an unexpected fall in the income from firecrackers at the election time and Christmas. However, traders say by the time of the Sinhala and Tamil New Year this year, they appear to be having more income from the sale of such items. Many users of firecrackers are subjected to accidents due to the unproductive nature of this use. In some instances, the victim ends up in blindness or lifetime disabilities.
During the Sinhala and Tamil New Year festival, traditional sweets like kaun, cookies and atirasa are prepared. On certain occasions, when people don't find a time to make them, they purchase them from the market. Preparation of sweets at home is a special kind of a tradition done during the New Year festive season. The Sinhala and Tamil New Year festival, also known as Bak Maha Alut Aurudda, is a unique cultural festival where heritage coming down from our ancient ancestors is being exchanged for the future generations. The New Year festival, entwined with traditional rituals, extends throughout the country due to special auspicious times unique to this festival. In the New Year festival, the importance of the sweets culture is signified by Kondakam with its own uniqueness. The idea of the auspicious time for the preparation of sweets, or the Kavali Nakata, has been created and reserved for this purpose in order to hand over all these traditions like the knowledge of sweet preparation of the previous generation, their experiences, cooperation and love to the new generation. In the modern times, majority of the people have been adapted to a busy life, and in this backdrop, the auspicious time to prepare sweets has been dropped as a tradition from majority of the people. Many of them by now follow the practice of buying sweets from the market.
The red silk cotton tree adds beauty to the already glamorous spring season of the country. Now these flowers blossom once in every year, and a picturesque landscape of the flower trees is visible in the Vellavala on the Valimada Badulla main road. The exquisite flower tree known as Imbulmal in Sinhala has a height of 40 meters. The bark, roots and seeds of this unique species are reported to have a herbal value.
The Department of Prisons has announced that inmates will be allowed open visits from family members or guests during the Sinhala and Tamil New Year. Accordingly, open visits will be permitted on April 13th and 14th from 9 am to 4:30 pm across all prisons in the country. Media spokesman of the Department of Prisons, Kamini Bidisanayaka, said that the program has been termed as an open visit. On these special days, the relatives of the inmates are being accorded with the opportunity to hand over a food parcel or parcel of sweetmeats or sanitary items to their loved ones in the prison. According to the past experiences, a large crowd is expected to make use of this facility. Therefore, the Sri Lanka Police is taking measures to prepare a special security program to face any emergencies.
In a search operation conducted in the deep seas off the west of the island, the Sri Lanka Navy has been able to apprehend 6 suspects along with a stock of heroin which was being illegally transported to the country. The raid was conducted following a long-term search. Around 100 kilograms of heroin were uncovered. Commander of the Sri Lanka Navy, Vice Admiral Kanchan Banagura, says that this operation has demonstrated the fact that the Navy and the Anti-Narcotic Bureau as well as other divisions have the full capability to prevent any illegal substance, including narcotics, entering the country.
Head of the Sri Pravachanodaya Pirivana in Siambalagoda, Kandy, Shastrapati Venerable Kahagala Sumanajoti Thera says that it is an honourable act to accord the opportunity of the present-day generation to venerate the sacred tooth relic after a period of 16 years. The Venerable Thera made these remarks on the special exposition of the sacred relics to be conducted from the 18th to the 27th of this month. Venerable Kahagala Sumanajoti Thera said that it was due to the decision of the Mahasangha as well as the Buddhist policies of the President Anurukumara Disanayaka that holding of the Sri Dalada exhibition after a lapse of 16 years has been made possible. This is an issue of extreme satisfaction of the Buddhist community. The Venerable Thera expresses hope of reaching prosperity due to the holding of the Sacred Tooth Relic exposition.
වාම දලදා හාමුදුරු අපේ සියසින් දකපුදා වැඳ පුදා ගන්නට අවස්ථාව සැලසීම අතිශයින්ම වැදගත් වන්නා සේම ඒ ලෞතුරා තථාගත බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේගේ වාම දලදා වහන්සේගේ අනුහසින් සතුට සෞභාග්‍ය සැනසීම උදා වේවායි ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරන්න කැමැති.
President Anurukumara Disanayaka says land in the north and east acquired by the government during the war period is to be speedily released. The president was addressing a public rally in Batticaloa town today. The meeting was conducted to consolidate the victory of the National People's Power at the local government election. Large crowds were present at the event held under the theme Jayaniyatai Gama Apitai. The president was accorded a warm welcome by the people at the rally. President Anurukumara Disanayaka said that the NPP must secure a massive victory at the forthcoming local government election. The president added that the general election they have recorded the initial step of unity of the people. In previous elections, people remained divided. The president had inquired whether the country would make room once again for a divided nation. That is all history. The future politics is based on a united country. The NPP is striving to create national unity. Sri Lanka needs such a status. A government which could safeguard the rights of all citizens has been created. The National People's Power is a government which imposes punishments for any wrongdoing, disregarding who had created such an act, whatever period. This attack had created a massive social burden on the Muslim community. Therefore, the government stands today to prevent the occurrence of such an incident in the future. The East attack is a black mark in the country's history. It was a bloody attack perpetrated on an innocent group who were inside religious places and hotels worshipping God. Investigations are underway on this incident and some have been arrested. The common Muslim mass remains in the government, as the government always appear for their well-being. The Tamil people were also subjected to severe burdens due to the war. Measures are underway to uplift the lives of these people as well. The government is taking maximum efforts to resolve the land problem. The NPP government will hand back these lands to the people who were deprived of their lands decades ago. The victory of the NPP is crucial to fulfill these objectives. The president has requested to hand over all Pradeshia Sabhas and municipal councils in the Batticaloa district to the National People's Power.
දශක ගණනාවකට පස්සේ මේ රට හරි පාරට වැටිලා තියෙනවා. ජනතාවට ඕන පාරට වැටිලා තියෙනවා. පළමු වතාවට ආණ්ඩුවක් හදලා තියෙනවා. ජනතාව වෙනුවෙන් ජනතාවට වැඩ කරන ආණ්ඩුවක්. එහෙනම් මේ ඡන්දෙදි දිනවන්න ඕන මොකද්ද? ජාතික ජනබලවේගයට මේ මඩකලපුව දිස්ත්‍රික්කයේ සියලු ප්‍රාදේශ සභා නගර සභා බාර දෙන්න කියලා මම ඉල්ලමින් නතර වෙනවා. බොහොම ස්තුතියි හැම දිනාටම. නන්රි වණක්කම් අස්සලාම්.
Former UNP parliamentarian Vajra Abewardhana says that the support of party members who had deserted them need to be sought for victory in the local government election. He further says that these groups should be enlightened on the village level. Vajra Abewardhana has made these remarks at a public meeting held yesterday to educate candidates of the party contesting local government bodies in the Galle district. The meeting was attended by a group including UNP General Secretary Thalatha Thukorala. General Secretary of the UNP, Thalatha Attukorala, requested not to be worried over the election. A story being told all over in the event of victory, a councillor post could be received. However, what is important is not the number of votes polled, but the percentage of votes polled. Former UNP MP MP Vajra Abeyvardhana said that they have replied to the queries posed by their candidates in an extremely cautious manner. An important fact is to recover the votes from those who had deserted the party.
Many parties have pointed out the need to conserve original copies of the films in order to protect the Sri Lankan cinema heritage. One of the pioneers of this endeavour was Dr. Lester James Pearce. French, India, Sri Lanka, Sign Heritage, the FISH program, has concluded a successful workshop recently, taking another step to protect Sri Lankan cinema heritage. Cinema can be considered as a significant factor in arts and cultural heritage. At present, celluloid film roll technology has been replaced with digital technology. Copies of all celluloid media films are on the verge of rapid destruction. Many such original copies of Sinhala cinema heritage have been destroyed forever at present. Chairman of the National Film Corporation, Sudat Mahadeulava, said that there should be a huge interest and dedication to conserve a film. If an original copy is destroyed, there is no way to recreate it. The best example is that the film Rajakiya Vikramaya is the first Sinhala film. Kadonu Porunduwa is first voiced film. There is no any trace regarding the Rajakiya Vikramaya film. In this manner, many films have been ruined. Meanwhile, some individuals and institutions have mediated to conserve original copies of Sinhala films. However, it is not adequate as a country. Cinema industry means history. Therefore, it is a national necessity to conserve the cinema heritage. The Conservatory of Original Copies of Films at the Film Corporation premises has been air-conditioned for the protection of original copies. In addition, it is necessary to copies refined and cleaned. The Department of Archives have also come forward to conserve original copies of Sri Lankan films. Assistant Director of the National Archives, Dilini Liyanage, says that about 238 original films have been conserved by the department in proper standards. The Assistant Director of the National Archives Department, Dilini Liyanage, said that they have digitized about 273 films. There are more other films to be conserved. The National Archives is a conservatory for films as well. The department needs expertise knowledge for this process. Many programs have been implemented at present to conserve the original copies of Sinhala films that are vulnerable to destruction. It is commendable that many factions have been coming forward to make this endeavour a success. As a result, the National Film Corporation, National Archives and the FISH program sponsor for this film conservation project. French Embassy in Sri Lanka and India is the major sponsor in this regard. They conducted a 3-day workshop recently in Sri Lanka with the help of the Indian Film Heritage Foundation to mark the 78th anniversary of the Sri Lankan cinema.
A collision between a three-wheeler and a train in the Aluth Ambalama railway crossing in Koskama has resulted in sustaining of injuries of 2 persons. The police says that at the time when the train heading to Colombo Fort from Avisawala passed the rail gate, it did not remain closed. The wounded are undergoing treatment at the Avisawala District Hospital. A private bus plying to Colombo from Balimada met with an accident in Nugatalava. The police says careless driving on the main road had caused injuries to 2 persons. The bus hit a van which was turning in a careless manner. The bus was heavily damaged in the accident. Another private bus travelling to Colombo from Jaffna went off the road, causing grievous damages to a nearby boutique and a gate of a house. The bus driver has escaped with minor injuries. The Chilla police station says excessive speed and rear tires in unsuitable condition had triggered the accident.
Today marks the 12th day in the Sundara Nuwarelia Salalihini Vasanthe festival.
The official media sponsor of the event is the national television.
සුන්දර නුවරඑළිය සැලලිහිණි වසන්තය ස්ප්‍රිං ෆෙස්ට් 2025.
The Salalihini Vasantaya, along with the year's most prestigious channel, the national TV, brings to you the latest news from the Nuwarelia town. There is a special noteworthy information to be conveyed to the national TV viewers. That is the inauguration of the program to feel the enchanting natural beauty of Nuwarelia by air. Well, that's it on local stories. We'll be back with news overseas.
Creama Kottumi, hot and spicy nava wasarak veva.
Nuwarelia. Breathe it in. Crisp air, rolling hills and beautiful luscious green meadows.
But unfortunately, this beauty needs us right now because garbage is ruining our paradise.
I think it's time now for us to shift our mindset and start protecting this beautiful land as our very own homes.
Let's protect this environment. Let's protect its resources. Not just for us, but for future generations as well.
Let's get together and be the change.
Clean hands, clean hearts, and a clean Nuwarelia.
Let us begin now.
Creama Kottumi, hot and spicy nava wasarak veva.
We now move on to news overseas. European countries vowed to send billions of dollars in further funding to help Ukraine keep fighting Russia's invasion as a US envoy pursued peace efforts in a trip to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin amid growing questions about the Kremlin's willingness to stop the more than 3-year war. After chairing a meeting of Ukraine's Western backers in Brussels, British Defence Secretary said that new pledges of military aid totaled over $21 billion. NATO Secretary General said last week that Ukraine's backers have provided around $21 billion so far in the first 3 months of this year. German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius said that his country would provide Ukraine with 4 Iris-T short to medium range systems with missiles as well as 30 missiles for use on a Patriot batteries. The Netherlands plans to supply a Hawkeye air defense system and airborne early warning aircraft.
According to the United States Customs and Border Protection Agency, the Trump administration has exempted smartphones, computers and other electronics from its sweeping reciprocal tariffs. The exemptions published late on Friday will cover various electronic goods, including smartphones entering the US from China. Trump has slapped a staggering 145% levy on Chinese imports. The step would also lessen the effect on US consumers as electronic components such as iPhones are mainly imported from China. Trump's sweeping global tariffs have spooked the markets, forcing his administration on to pause the levies for 90 days, except for those on China.
We now move on to sports news. The Sri Lanka A team has won the International Relay Championship conducted in parallel to the Inter-School Relay Tournament, which was concluded at the Diagama Mahinda Rajapaksa Stadium yesterday.
3 teams with competitors from India, the Philippines and the Maldives have represented Sri Lanka team at the 400-meter international relay event. Local athletes who represented the Sri Lanka A team were Aruna Darshana, Sadev Rajakaruna, D.R. Madhusha and Kalinga Kumarage. This group had completed the event in 3 minutes and 5.58 seconds. The second place was secured by the Sri Lanka B team and the third place was taken over by the Indian team. The overall Women's Championship trophy of the Inter-School Relay Tournament was secured by the Wattala Lyceum International School. The Men's Championship was won by the St. Benedict's College, Kotahena. And with that, we end tonight's news bulletin. Thank you very much for joining in. Have a very good night.
Good night.